Yo,
What's up? So,
man, just cool.
hold on, let me get rid of the other one so we have space. What's the name of this one? This is Let Me Talk Podcast. Okay, cool. It's,
What you say,
Okay, that's better.
man? Yeah,
Hey, y'all saw what happened to the New Day?
yep.
I didn't even watch today yet. What happened?
Hey, look,
Judgment Day got titles again. It was
All right.
pointless in my it was like y'all just look, I've been right. Y'all know Triple H don't like actually like black people. I can't change my background. I don't want to be so blasé.
Stuff, stuff, y'all out there. What's going on? How's everybody? We haven't started yet, so behind the scenes, you know.
Supposed to have a special guest tonight, but running on CPT, I see.
No, I didn't send it to him because I was
Oh,
asking y'all.
god damn it! I got an ad. And before y'all say, "Oh yeah, that 35 cents," I hate ads.
Hey, don't hey, when you can subscribe and get some ads. It's up to you. Money in our pockets either way.
Yeah.
I'm just a girl, okay?
Oh my God.
I'm
That's my
just a
second.
girl.
Glad that's one of my fuckings for today.
Woo!
Are we doing those?
We can.
Um,
Put my friend. Okay, my child. Okay. I look adorable, per usual. hmm And I got my nails did. Thought you guys wanted some of that. I think I just saw some lightning. I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, it's a storm outside. It's been like that all damn day.
I know it's been nasty.
As
I'm
long as it
trying
doesn't do
to,
that on Friday.
right?
All this shit I gotta cook. The cookout is happening one way or another.
We trying to party.
Yeah, it's supposed to be sunny at 85, so we should be good.
Look, I'm coming with my desserts. I'm making cookies.
You mean
And
I'm finally getting my cookies?
yes, and I make tres leche strawberry shortcake.
You should make a separate batch like just for me because I know for a fact I got a greedy ass family. So if they see any kind of cake, especially knowing that I would want it, they would eat it first. So I
So
got
I
it.
was gonna make 2 dozen cookies and then like a big pan of the tres leche strawberry crunch cake.
Ooh, strawberry crunch. Yeah, I'm at the. When you get there, let me know. I'm at to like go in the living room and like cut myself a slice and like take like half the cookies and then give everybody the rest. I,
Lord,
I'm still mad at the ribs I made the last cookout. They were so damn good. I tasted the sauce. I tasted like a
and
piece of the
you ain't
rib that
getting
fell
not a
off.
one.
Nope. I went to the kitchen like, all right, where's the ribs at? Oh, we ate them all.
Gone. You
Gone.
should have knew that.
But it was an indicator that the food was good. So at the end of the day, I guess that's all that matters.
Hmm.
Oh shit, we have a REM sighting?
All right, y'all ready to
You know
start?
the vibes, man.
Yep. Let's start.
What's good, family?
3 letters,
Oh,
1 word.
hat.
Rip.
What's up?
I damn well it was no damn Rems. Hat. Nigga's hat.
Um,
Nah, it's too hot for hats, man. This
But
shit.
you got to do that on though.
Hey, listen, man.
And Mark asked if there's going to be brisket pat at the cookout.
Nah, not this time.
Nigga
The
said
usual
brisket.
stuff will be there, but
Yeah.
not brisket.
we can
It's
start.
okay. Because either way, we're throwing down. Oof, a long day.
Hey,
Hi.
hey,
You're
hey,
Well, go on.
hey,
Hey now.
everybody out.
Hey now. Sorry. This is what dreams are made of. Sorry. It don't fire me, please.
Too late.
I wish the fuck y'all would fire me.
I'm just, I'm just trying to start. Every time I
Yeah.
start, I keep getting.
I'm just trying to get them. I'm just trying to get them to be quiet, man. That's all. Trying to help you out.
Everybody get everything out. So,
I'm gonna
what?
shut the fuck up.
All right, you good.
All right. Welcome everybody out there. Welcome to Let Me Talk podcast. I'm your host, Ron Morrison. I'm here with the lovely Ray Day with the AK.
I want to see my nails. I finally got them done. Yeah. Yeah. It's giving. She was a fairy, an actual fairy, not what she was talking about. Okay. Yeah.
We know what the song means.
We
She
here
was a
with
fairy.
CM Pat.
What's good?
Man, and the deadbeat dad of the podcast, Rim.
Yo, what up, everybody, man? This is my once
Mm.
every 2 month sighting. What's good, y'all?
And just so we clear, not him and his IRL life. In IRL, he's an amazing dad. It's just he
I
treats us
appreciate that.
To
like
us,
shit.
he hates us.
How come you don't want me, man?
Ooh. Ooh.
Had to hit with the Fresh Prince monologue.
I seen that they had a set on Newport down in North Carolina, so I decided to leave the chat for a while.
Brought over some Newports is crazy.
2 months.
He went to get some milk, never came back. It must have been chocolate milk.
A pack of cigs.
Yo,
Crazy.
I'm actually a strawberry milk fan. That's crazy.
Nah, that's not crazy at all. It's the better the
Strawberry
milk.
milk.
The better of all the milk.
Whoa,
agree.
that's a lie. Chocolate milk is the best.
Mm.
Y'all really choosing strawberry over chocolate?
I
Yes.
say it is because any kind of strawberry milk you drink really hits, but only certain chocolate milk hits.
I
Facts.
can't stand
It's
strawberry milk.
either not chocolatey enough or it's hella chocolate and it's like, all right, this shit is mad sweet.
They add a little bit more regular milk to balance it out.
Strawberry milk, you ain't gotta do all that.
I
Right
kind
every
of doubt
time.
that.
It just hit. You like blueberry Pop Tarts, so yeah.
And they're amazing.
Nah, that's wild.
Yeah, but so anybody got any fuckums they want to get off their chest?
Why, yes, I do. Fuck Nelly right off
I'm
the
sorry,
rip.
you saying Nelly or Nelly?
Nelly.
Okay.
The former rapper
Um,
Nelly?
yes. For not only being a bum man, but being a bum ass father too. Yeah. Yeah. He said he's not dealing with his child until his child can walk and talk. He does not help Ashanti in the middle of the night. And then Ashanti was uncomfortable with him performing for Trump, and he still did it. And then he tried to say that he's done more for Black Americans than Kamala Harris, and then came at Kamala for marrying a white man when it took him like 20 plus years to marry Ashanti.
Well, they did break up for like 15 years.
Yeah, but he been married for like 2 minutes and it's been a piece of shit. Like, so that was one of my fuckums. I don't like that. Like, if you're gonna decide to have a child, you need to be there through all of it. The fun, the bad, the shitty diapers, the explosive diapers, the little bit of pee, a lot of pee, the
I
throw
agree.
up all over you. Like, that's part of raising a child.
Yes, it is.
Like, I may be a godparent, but I've literally had my godchild, pee on me. She threw up on me more than once. Yeah, covered in it. Chocolate ice
Oh, that,
cream. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
she gave you the R. Kelly
So
special. Wow.
why you gotta make it weird? I'm
I didn't
uncomfortable.
think
R. Kelly makes me uncomfortable just in general. He's a but fuck fuck Nelly.
But I'm not even going to defend Nelly, but the motherfuckers is like in a different tax bracket. Like, how many diapers is Ashanti really changing? So they got
Well,
like
that's not
helpers
the
that can't do that.
point. The point is like she's waking up throughout the night with him and he's just sleeping through and be like, oh, do you really wake up that often? Like, you
Nah, I
still
don't
need
know.
to be a
I
part
don't,
of your life.
I don't sleep. When my kids was little, I was on the night shift, so I don't know what he talking about. I don't sleep, so I was the one up in the middle of the night doing the bottle feedings and changing diapers and all that fun shit.
Facts.
Like $1, $30 million. You still need to be like an active part of your child's upbringing, not just for the fun shit.
Facts.
Very crucial.
Nah, but he wild and told me he did more for black culture. All he did was make a song about Air Force One and rock band-aids. Bro, what you talking about?
Wait, I
It's
think you
getting hot in here. But
you
on your clothes.
talking about Trump did more for blacks, not him, right? Because either way, they're
Either
both
way, that
No,
statement is bogus. Like,
Now he
wrong.
said that something on the lines of, "Well, I've done so much for my community and black people. All I did was perform for a president."
Oh, he said that.
Yeah,
Okay,
Nelly
yeah.
said it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that he who that we was talking about was him and not Trump, because a lot of people would say Trump did a lot for blacks, and that's cap. Uh, Nelly, you didn't do shit but give us tip drill and the credit card swipe and put Air Force Ones on the map. You didn't really do much for
whoa,
Trump.
whoa, 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 whoa. Stop that, stop that. Air Force Ones was on the map way before that. I'm from Harlem. We call them Uptowns, baby.
Nah, they was on
like
the
you
map
mean
for like
downtown?
they was on the map for
Oh,
like
you
New
from the
Yorkers, but
downtown?
as far as
My
like
fault.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking worldwide. So,
yeah,
like, yeah, New York is sure. Like, New Balances in DC is something that's always been a staple. We
Yeah.
made New Balances famous. So when everybody now all of a sudden starts getting on the hip train of New Balances, now somebody wants to take credit for it. It's been DC. So Harlem can be our thing. I'm not gonna knock that. It's just that on a global level,
Well, then I'm mad at Nelly for making Air Force Ones popping on a global scale because now motherfuckers really be outside wearing dirty white Air Force Ones and it irks my nerves. I hate that
people
shit.
I
actually pay for dirty Air Force Ones now.
Yo,
Nike
they
actually
really,
has
yo, Nike
a
just
release.
dropped a pair of Air Force Ones that's dirty and get clean as you wear them. That's wild.
the whole dirty clothes, like clothes looking dirty trend, I don't like it.
Kanye started it with that homeless wine he had a couple years ago.
Just gives dirty people a reason to stay dirty.
Um, damn, what was my other fucking? So my other fucking goes to Kiki Palmer.
What she do now?
So one, she decided to talk about her Jonathan interview, basically saying that we need to know all sides of the story, and that as a journalist, um, it was only right for her to interview him. And respectfully, ma'am, you're not a fucking journalist. You're not. No tea, no shade. You're not a journalist. I also there is a time and place, right? And certain people just should not be given that time or place, and he is one of those people. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want this to be a long debate of whatever.
What
He
Jonathan
is
we
a
talking?
Wait, what Jonathan are we talking about?
the one who marched with Martin Luther King.
Jonathan Majors.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you talking about he who should not be named, he who remains. That
Oh,
guy,
Jonathan Majors. Oh,
Yeah. Um.
okay.
Kang, my man Kang, Martin Luther King, the Conqueror.
Yeah. I honestly I forgot his last name for a second. I'm like I know his. I don't know why I thought his last name was Bailey. I'm like that's not it. But yeah.
Now you talking about
He
Jonathan Minor.
certain people do not need to have the time and place and energy given to them to have a conversation. On top of that, um, I'm not gonna say that's all I'm gonna say about that. I can't remember my third fucking. And my third fucking was a good one. I can't remember it, and it makes me angry.
It'll come back to you.
It always does.
Oh,
I'm sure we'll trigger a topic that will bring it up, but yeah, it happens. It happens to all of us. We all remember that fucking like later on in the episode.
that's all I got.
Anybody else want to quickly burn through theirs real quick?
Yeah, I got two of them. This first one isn't really a fuck 'em. It kind of piggybacks off of Ray's comment about Nelly. She already said the fucking for Nelly part, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. But my slight kind of fuck 'em goes to Ashanti also. And the only reason why I give her a fuck 'em is because I'm really kind of tired of the narrative that she's like this innocent victim in this whole entire situation. When you really knew the man that you got back together with, and you married, you knew the man was an idiot. You knew the man didn't love you or respect you or treat you the way that you're supposed to be treated. You knew that he performed for Trump. I don't buy into the rumors that you're uncomfortable with it because realistically, I don't know any black woman that have been fine with their man performing for Donald Trump at all. But yet people want to give her this whole grace like she's a victim, like she's innocent, she's, the one in this relationship who's suffering. You make the bed that you lay in. I'm sorry. It's not like you found out this man wasn't changing diapers or wasn't an asshole later on in the relationship. You've known that for the past, what, 20 plus years. You got back with him knowing how he was. So it's not a fuck him to you, but it's more of a wake up call for you to realize sometimes you lay in the bed that you sleep in. Honestly. But yeah,
All right.
Nelly being an asshole kind of trumps that though. But still, I just don't want people thinking that she's just this innocent person in this relationship and suffering.
That woman ain't suffering.
Eh, I feel like it could be both. Like you knew, but also you are kind of. It's kind of like a wake up call, but
I mean, it's but that's the type of stuff where a lot of people. All right, I ain't
wait. No, let's be honest. Like there are people. I'm not just you want to say men because women can do it too. Women can be
nah, it's
toxic and completely change when they get married, or they get in a relationship with someone and they can do a complete 180. You're kind of like, this isn't who I was in a relationship with, and maybe they'll change in the future, and because you're holding out for that hope. And that's just not men. That's also women because there's plenty of. I've seen videos of women doing this stuff too. So I'm just putting that up board for
Mm-hmm.
anybody.
yeah. I wasn't gonna make it gender specific. It's one of those things where this is why you have these conversations. Like I don't feel bad for people who get in these situations because it's like, did you have this conversation? Did you talk about these things? Like you were quick, like, and it's not trying to judge because like I was a hoe in my past life. I did things on the first date without knowing people's last names, so it's whatever.
Shit, I
But
did.
it's just
Yeah, not knowing their first name. So yeah, I agree.
right. So it's like, I mean, dead ass for real. But it's like we don't sit there and we don't take the time to have these conversations and then want to play victim when we don't know. It's like, hey, when you were talking about everything else, did you stop to think like, hey, maybe we should have this conversation about family? And even if you did have a conversation about family and how things are going, if that person's answers aren't lining up with what you feel, there is no, oh, this person is going to change. Take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, take it for what it is. I do agree. I don't think that she felt uncomfortable with the whole like Nelly situation because it's like you still want to spend that money that he got either way, and you're going to stay, and you're still
Exactly.
there. So you
Exactly,
can't
bro. I was doing that the whole time. Like,
right,
sis,
like
you
you
spent that check with Nelly. Like, come on, bro.
right. And then on top of that, you sitting there talking about like recently was just in the interview with Breakfast Club or whatever they was on. So you
I
still
see.
with them. Yeah, so you can't be that uncomfortable. That just sounds like I don't feel
Sounds like
bad for
clickbait. There you go. Clickbait. Sounds like
her.
clickbait.
I don't feel bad for her. What's good, she?
What's good, y'all? Had to fix my audio for a second. Zay, look at everybody, man. I ain't seen y'all.
Here.
I seen y'all, but I ain't been in your presence in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
This is a little different. You know what I mean?
It's good to see you, brother. Hope you're
Yeah,
doing good.
good to
Good
be
see you,
seen.
bro.
Good to be seen, man. Shout out to y'all, man. I gotta quick run it up, man. For those who don't know, I know it's probably some people that have been around that's already in here plugged in, man. It's been a good year for the Let Me Talk pod, man. I gotta give them their flowers while they're here. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of good things, man. A lot of
Period.
good guests, a
Appreciate
lot
that.
of good shows, a lot of good live shows, a lot of more consistency. I've seen some uploads. You know what I mean? It's y'all been getting busy, man. So good, like I said, good to be in y'all present. Shout out to y'all, man, on everything y'all have achieved this past year, man.
we appreciate it,
Appreciate it,
yo.
bro.
And
Thank you. Thank
we
you.
never forgot about the sixth man of the podcast, yo.
You know what I
I'll
mean?
tell
Come
you
off the
first.
bench. You know what I mean? I'm a good Lou Will off the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Solid, consistent.
for real, yo. She does a
Yes.
lot for us behind the scenes, yo. For real. Like a lot of the guests that we got was because of she and his help, man. We appreciate it, bro. For real.
Definitely.
We gotta
Still,
get you an honorary Let Me Talk podcast t-shirt.
I got a mail t-shirt. I smoke too much. Man, I got the t-shirt sitting right here in front of my
Did you
face.
really just say you smoke too much? What's new?
That's crazy.
We've been
I
waiting
broke
on
that.
t-shirts since WrestleMania, bro.
Yo, I gotta send a yo.
You know what's
Everybody,
crazy? I
yo,
seen I
everybody,
seen Rem. How you make a whole post with the t-shirt and they ain't got no shirt? I seen you make a whole post, cuz.
yo,
Gone.
I see, I see.
hey yo, off the books. Y'all send me your addresses. This is going out this week, man.
Just go to the
And then the
DMs. Just go
next
to the
post is
DMs.
like remoulade. Like, sir, calm
No
down. You're
facts.
doing too much.
My man was juicing for the community. I was like, Rem out here getting busy, bro. Meanwhile, everybody like, yo, where the shirts?
And he rocking it.
he,
He's rocking
he
it.
rocking it,
Oh,
selling it. I seen the post.
fuck them. That's
So,
a fuck them to you,
yo,
Rem. How the
cop
fuck
them
your
now,
president got his
25
shirt
each.
before us?
Every-
That is like a
Rem
deadbeat
at
fact.
work got his shirt
he
before
got
us.
orders in before the crew got their shirts on.
That's
Rem getting
crazy.
to the bag.
Diabolical.
Rem getting
We
straight to the bag, bro. That's crazy.
Just like a deadbeat. Take care of everybody else before you take care of your
like
kids.
post it. I love my kid. Help me buy them a birthday gift, and that should go straight to their account. Okay, Rem, I see you.
Yo, that's crazy. Block work. You know how I do.
No, we don't.
You fine.
He said, "That's the point. I don't actually."
Nah, 'cause literally, yo, I separated the whole team shirts. I got them just sitting to the side.
Mm-hmm. You such a liar. You know damn well they nowhere. They all
Yo,
of our
I'm not
shirts
even
are
gonna,
together.
In the pack. In the pack, he got
Hey,
him.
listen, we believe you, bro. We believe you, bro.
Yeah.
And he looks at him, bro. He look at that shit on a daily basis. Bro, that makes it worse, right? He be like, damn, I send that shit off every time.
Like, now, what was I supposed to do today? I forget it.
Smoke.
Yo,
Bro,
we be all over the place, man.
T-shirts just looking at him saying, "Am I a joke to you right now, bro?"
T-shirt like, yo, Ren, my nigga, mail me out, son. Like, what's up with you?
T-shirt got a whole Morgan Freeman voiceover.
Hey, bro.
But yeah, I guess my fucking B2 this week, the big homie, Jimothy Jones.
Hey, yo.
Like, listen, man, I love the homie. I love
ain't you from Harlem, bro?
Yes, I am,
on,
man.
What's going
Listen,
on,
man.
bro?
I love the brother Jim. Jimmy stepped up his bars the last couple of albums, but my man is really out there talking about.
He's still making music?
Yes,
on,
he just
man.
dropped the album 2 weeks ago.
Jim Jones' last 2 albums wasn't bad. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He's become a better rapper. However, I think he's misconstruing the fact that he learned how to rap into that he's like really good. It's like, no, bro, you just finally learned how to rap. You're not actually like good. You got past the part where it sound like you learn. You know when you hear somebody and you're like, okay, they must be learning how to rap. Like Jim Jones got past that phase where it don't sound like he learning how to rap. He just rapping, and now he feeling himself. And you got to calm down.
Hold on.
Bro.
What you mean? How many albums have he had where he would just sound like he said 1, 2, 3, and 4?
You got like 4 albums?
Oh my god!
Nah, Jim got like 6, 7 albums, but they just
He got a
started
bunch of
like
albums. I don't give him credit for none of them except the last 2.
Last 2, exactly.
Diary of a Summer was straight. The first album was straight.
The
It
Hustler's
had good
Poem was
beats.
good.
And he still hasn't learned how to take care of his hair yet? That's crazy.
And Pops got pain. Then it was quiet, and he came back the last couple of years with some dope albums. But my thing is, you saying that you got more hits than Nas is wild because I just
don't have
left
more hits than Nas. You're not a better rapper than Nas.
Never. Like, I just left for Nas' concert last Friday. The shit was dope. Nas performed with a whole orchestra. They did the first album, all strings and shit. Shit was dope. Bro, you don't got an impact like Nasir Jones. Never. I respect you.
Stop using their full legal name because I don't know who the fuck y'all talking about half the time, bro.
That's their names, though. That's literally the rap.
Yo, Jim Jones and Nas.
I gotta think for a second, bro. I'm sorry.
But you know what the issue is? We'll give you their like stage names and you'll still mess them up, right? Motor City Machine Guns.
I was about to say, not even that. I wasn't even gonna say that. Like, remember, about 4 or 5 episodes ago, she said she ain't never listened to Ja Rule. So
what?
That's a lie.
I forgot.
You listen to Ja Rule, even if it was against your will. You listen to Ja Rule.
I forgot. Damn.
Ja Rule had a whole summer to himself. You done listen to Ja Rule.
Also, Pat, don't bring up 4 tough trucks into this, okay? They got nothing to do with this situation.
They got everything to do.
Everything to do.
They got everything to do with it because we're proving the point.
You suck at names, man.
No, I don't.
The name is Nasir Jones, and you still like, yo, who the hell we talking about?
Who's Nas?
You know we talking about Nas.
Because I had to, okay, first, you know what?
We could use Rem's whole government, Rem Haddington, and you would still not know who he is.
That's a damn.
Rem Haddington. Timothy Haddington III.
Indubitably.
Esquire.
It's an indubitably.
Bruh, I'm dead.
Nigga pulled to the pop a long cigarette.
Oh, I remembered my other fuck 'em. Real quick. Fuck Drake. It's the way that he got those fake ass abs in the front and he's built bad from the back. Bro, you can't run.
Bro, Drake got to chill, bro. Drake looked like somebody had a Ken doll and then drew the abs on him. He
My
gotta
man
chill
with
out,
$1 million
bro.
abs though.
Bruh,
They drew them
it's
shits to the
so
Wii remote.
bad.
With the Wii.
Like, why is his abs are so tight and it's loose skin everywhere else? Like, yo, your
Come on, bro.
your pec muscles loose, the back loose, your arms loose. What is going on? And then you running, everything is jiggling. You don't work out. We're
You
not
watch
done.
the run.
No,
You watch this nigga run.
them
Yo,
abs.
He's
Just
jiggling,
like, first
baby.
of all, it's
Go
like
ahead,
a 5-second clip. Calm down. I'm not like
jiggling,
watching
baby.
this man,
Go ahead,
but
baby.
he's like,
I didn't know there was a video of this man running anywhere.
There
Whether
is.
it was 5 minutes, 5 seconds, or 5 minutes. I ain't know
it was
video of
so
this man.
funny because he posted it because he's like, yeah, I'm really in the gym. Like, sir, you know, you got that BBL. It's like whenever a girl get a BBL and they act like they've been in the gym the whole time.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you were flat from the back. You were shaped like the letter P. Now you shaped like
Yeah. Get
You
a
got
whole
to-
job done and then be like, let me show you my routine. From what?
stop lying.
What routine you was on, bro?
Now you got an ass of a bumblebee. It don't make no sense.
Since when?
Out here selling meal plans and shit.
Bro, yes. Stop it. Everyone knows you have not worked out for those abs. Because that loose skin everywhere is diabolical.
The crazy part is, I didn't even pay attention to the loose skin. Just the job itself just looked nasty. It just looked nasty, bro. I'm like, come on, bro. How your abs look slimy? Like you look slimy, bro. Like what? Like what is happening? Like did you try to oil yourself up? I think this would happen. He tried to get on cam all glistening. It just looked nasty.
He could have pumped some iron a little bit before he took that picture, bruh. He really could, because but everything just looks saggy.
His abs out there looking like like chicken breast before you clean them, bro. You know, like bro, it's like,
Bro,
come on, bro.
Chicken cutlet abs, bro.
Yeah, come on, man. Just have some dignity, bro.
That's all. I'm like,
Niggas said Drake got his ass from a Tyler Perry movie.
Jesus.
Nah, that's crazy.
Hey, he probably did, yo.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Since on music and shit, my fucking was it's real quick. It just goes to people, bro, who try to say that this man Soulja Boy wasn't a good artist.
You know what it is?
Soulja Boy got hit out the ass, bro. We can see y'all can sit here and look at me like I'm wild.
2 1 2.
Saying that I'm wild. But Soulja Boy collectively over the years got hit like a motherfucker. You don't think he does until you start hearing that shit.
That's the issue.
See, here's the thing about Soulja Boy, right? The problem is it's hard to take him serious. But like if you just say that, yo, he's a good artist or he's a good entertainer, and then you look at all the hits and stuff that he did, or just look at all the jokes, because people forget him being on these shows and stuff like that. It's just him being an entertainer. No, you're not sitting here saying like, yo, he's a top MC, he's an ill lyricist. No, that man is an entertainer, and I give him his credit for that. I'm not gonna knock that. I don't take him serious to even be offended by Soulja Boy, bro. I don't take him serious.
Oh nah, I listen. I've had his first album, and believe it or not, the shit is actually pretty good. After that, I didn't really like the album. The hits that did come out and the songs that he did put out was actually pretty fire, and they still hold up to this day. Like I was randomly listening to some shit, and like a lot of Soulja Boy came on. It was like, yo, Soulja was alright. He was straight. Now, I get what you mean about not taking him serious. It's the same thing that I feel about with Ludacris. Ludacris is one of those dope MCs, dope rappers out there that can stand up to anybody. But because he's Ludacris, he's never taken serious.
Nah, I took Luda serious when he first dropped. Luda got balls.
We know
Yeah,
that.
but see, you also like you listen to rap. You're not like there's a difference, right? People consume art differently, right? And this is where like I gotta like respect people's things. Like some people just listen to music for a vibe or for a club or to dance. Some people listen
Mhm.
to music to escape. I listen to music like intently, right? Like I want to pay attention and hear what you're saying and see if you're doing something clever or you storytelling. You listen to rap, like you are in hip hop culture, so you know, yo, Luda actually got bars. He's not just gimmicks to you. Even though Luda got a gimmick,
Yeah.
right? You listen to him enough to know that, like, no, actually, like Luda, like spit crazy when he going. But the people that just casually know Luda just know him for his mainstream stuff, or when he's, like I said, when he's doing the gimmicky
Also,
videos and the gimmicky cadences with the bars and stuff like that. Like they don't know that he will actually go crazy.
Not only that, you got to think about what era you're born into. Because right now, if you think about Luda, everybody thinking that dude who's in the Fast and Furious.
Right,
I mean, most
right.
definitely. Yeah, he came up during the time where you actually had fit, 'cause, you had Jay Z, you still had Nas out there, you had Eminem out there, you had. I mean, feel what we feel about him, but Nelly was there too. Nelly was hot. Lil Wayne was hot. Who else? You had like a shit ton of people that you had to actually be good to stand up again.
Speaking
Yeah.
of
And
not taking
you
serious, we let Nelly and Chingy had a whole beef. I forget. It's like
Yeah.
every 5 years I forget, and there's something on TikTok or something remind me, and I'm like, they was fighting.
know, that's
Like they was really going at each other, bro. Nelly and Chingy
I'm still trying to figure out what he was meant when he said, "Give me what you got for a pork chop."
for a pork chop. We let him say that.
Like,
But it was
We
a
it,
did.
bar.
We danced to that.
niggas was in that
We
motherfucker.
was we was doing all this to that. like, we was letting him get that off.
But real quick, going back to your point, Sheet, about hip hop and rap kind of being like a melting pot for like different people's tastes. And just going back to Doug's point about Soldier Boy, I agree with him. But one artist I kind of compare to Soldier Boy in the sense of like I feel like he had hits, but people don't take him seriously. Yeah, might judge me on this one. Is Bow Wow.
yeah.
Now,
No,
No, that's fair.
no, listen,
That's
like take
that's
take
fair.
take, take the corny Bow Wow out of the conversation. You know, the corny want to show off on social media Bow Wow, and think about
Nah,
the songs that he had. Bow Wow had
Bow
some hits.
Wow. Yeah.
Bow Wow was
It's,
everywhere.
listen, as much
Bow
as I
Wow,
said Ja Rule had a summer, Bow Wow had a summer, bro. You can make fun
Mhm.
of him all you want.
summers. He had a couple of summers.
Yeah, that's what
He
I'm
was he
saying,
was Mr.
bro.
106 in Park.
Facts. Like how he look,
I
I
mean,
could,
I mean, hold on, because M. Martin said he only had hits when he was a child. That's
Nah,
very.
Fresh is. That was an adult
So,
song.
Nah, he had like
okay,
you. He had basketballs when he was a child. He had
see,
Fresh as a Miz. Let me hold you. Let me
Mark,
hold
you
you. Come on,
forgetting
that was the
because
bomb,
he
man.
because he looks so young. Like you forget Bow Wow mad small, so he just always looked like a child to you. So
Yeah,
you forget that he actually was
and
growing
he really
on
Yo,
the tail end of that. He was growing.
bird
exactly.
chest forever, bro.
with
Then
what
he
he
had the
did with
Kofi.
Soulja Boy
Yeah,
was also too. Like he got hit, but like you said, you don't take him serious because he was the kid star that grew up. So you don't take him serious, but he got hits.
shout out
All
to
right.
Shad.
On on
And
on
I
on
would,
on, on the Bow Wow tip, right? So
hold on, wait.
you go
Before
first.
you, I was gonna say before
Yeah.
you say your point. It was this conversation that came up before on TikTok. I don't know if that's where Rim was going with it, but this conversation came up on TikTok, and this guy kind of said something wild and outlandish, but he kind of had a point. He said Bow Wow at his biggest was bigger than Jay Z at his biggest, and I will totally agree with that shit.
So you know what's crazy about that? No. Here, look for real. If you look at Jay Z numbers, Jay Z never really did like astronomical blockbuster stuff. Like he did enough, right? Like he was killing it. But like when you start talking about like Drake and people like that or whatever, like Jay Z was never doing as even like when he was middle being hot. DMX was doing way more numbers than him, bro. DMX had two multi-platinum records in the same year.
Mhm.
Like DMX ain't let nobody breathe that year, bro.
I mean, no
Like
Tino shade to Bow Wow though. It wasn't because like he was good at what he does. It was because he was a cute kid, and the girls my age, They were like, "Oh my God, is it Team Bow Wow? Is it Team Romeo?" Like they weren't looking for like, "Yo, this is deep." They were like, "Ew, that's
I
my
mean,
boyfriend."
I get it, but
Even
he still had him. You can't take it from him. He still had him.
and even with that, like you still can't excuse the adults that did listen to Bow Wow as well. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't like like a lot of kids listen to him, but a lot of adults also listen to Bow Wow as well. Like we can feel what we feel about him personally. Musically, bro was out here killing it.
Wait, hold on. Are we talking about Bow Wow or Lil Bow Wow? Because there's a difference.
He did it through both. He did it through both. People, you gotta realize, listen, people ain't start clowning him for real until he became Shad. When he was like, "Nah, my name's Shad," and they was like, "All right, little nigga." That's when he tried to be like, "I'm grown." That's when everybody was like,
Nah, he still had some. He still had some respect at that time. When he got clowned, was that time he tried to pretend like he was in a first class jet and it wasn't a first class jet?
Bro, he had multiple offenses, bro. That man was on a streak. He was on a heat check on the internet for taking L's, bro. He was just, it was crazy.
He had a reverse over.
That man was just. It was amazing. I don't think I ever. Matter of fact, he had a summer of L's equal to his summer of hits. It was just nonstop.
He did have.
It was just back to back to back. I'm like, dang, my boy.
Yeah. Well, what you was gonna say, Ron?
Nah, I was gonna say I seen a Bow Wow interview maybe like last week where he was talking about he had the perfect beat that he was gonna drop, and the producer messed up. He said Polar Dawn messed up and sent him the same beat he sent to Wayne, and he tried to call Wayne. Said, "Nah, Wayne, don't use that beat." Wayne said, "Yeah, all right, right." And the next thing he heard was on the radio that same beat playing. Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, John. Hey, December like it's December 31st. Load up and chopper and hit them niggas where it hurt. So he said he had that beat first.
Hey.
He might have, but listen, the crazy part is he could be lying. He could be lying because he's a liar. But that's how it go in the industry, bro.
Did you imagine? He could be lying.
I'm just keeping it real. That's a real thing that happens in the industry, and it happens all the time. He's also a liar, so he could be lying. I don't know, bro.
Now, who's a bigger liar, Bow Wow or Soulja Boy?
Ooh,
Bow Wow.
You know what?
So after the drugs, definitely Soulja Boy, because he done.
I believe that Soulja Boy shot them dudes in that house the way that he said it went down. I believe
this. Bro, what story is worse? The Soulja Boy story of that or Freaky Zeke? The Freaky like this nigga swung his legs all the way, so I had to dip to the side like this.
Hey, yo.
So I had the nigga in the full Nelson. I swung his legs over here.
He swung to the side like this.
Good, yo, bro. That's an internet classic, bro.
Damn. Freaky Zeke story, Soulja Boy story. Bow Wow line at the end of everything, bro. I don't trust that Bow Wow, bro.
Oh my gosh, man.
All right, she real quick. You gotta fuck him.
Let me think. I don't know. Well, I guess with the news of Philly getting the WNBA team in 2030, I'm just gonna let's just shoot a shot at Ben Simmons. Let's shoot a shot at Tobias Harris. Let's shoot a shot at the whole front office with just doing dumb stuff. Shoot a shot at James Harden. Who else got me pissed off? Embiid, stay healthy. I don't even want to shoot a shot at him because he might get hurt for real off of a literal, a figurative shot. I'm so sick of them. Paul George, he's gone. Please be gone. F him too. Cause bro, how you wait until the team is like 28-32 and be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna just stop focusing. I'm gonna stop the pod and I'm gonna focus on my health and putting the team in a place to compete for a chip. You 28-32. What are you talking about? What are we? Bro, this is the thing that killed me. Somebody saw Paul George in the street and said, "Fam, we could have kept Tobias for all that." And I'm like, for real. And Tobias Harris hurt my nerve. No, we not rude. He rude. You taking $238 million and averaging 7 points. That is the rudest shit in the world. Are you kidding me?
Yo, sorry that Embiid just got injured by you mentioning his name, bro.
No, facts. I take it back. Please stay healthy. I feel bad for Tyrese Maxey. That man over there is struggling for his life. But that's it. I just wanted to name everybody at the Sixers organization that was getting on my nerves or have gotten on my nerves.
I don't know if it's 100% true, but somebody said that they should name the women's Philadelphia team the Philadelphia Jones. I kind of like that name.
I wouldn't be mad at that. 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 That I can't even say that's ignorant. That's ignorant, but it's also hot.
I don't need a white person. So about those Philadelphia Johns. Like, no, stop it. And that's gonna end up, a white person gonna make that a fucking restaurant name.
They might have already. It's too late.
Some crudité and some goddamn
Philadelphia Johns.
Listen, I don't know. Shout out to Philly getting the team, man. They need to bring it full circle and bring Dawn home. Go ahead and cut whatever check Dawn Staley want and bring Dawn back to Philly.
Coming to Knicks. Knicks first woman head coach.
Y'all don't know what y'all doing, bro. I don't even want to hear. Don't get me started on y'all. Y'all done fired y'all coach. Y'all, this is peak dysfunction.
No. Before you even mention that, you're supposed to fire somebody who doesn't play the whole entire team.
Exactly.
Listen, y'all knew Tibbs did that when you hired him. What you talking about? That ain't new. Tibbs done been to two organizations before he got to y'all doing this.
Knicks in 12.
That's like the snake bit you, and you gonna ask the snake, "Dang, why you bite me?" It's a snake. What you mean? Tibbs only play 7 people? Duh.
That's the way we need to be. We got a nice
15.
But here go the thing: you fire Tibbs, and then you go ask a whole bunch of people that already got jobs. Hey, can we talk to your coach? No, nigga. What?
Nah, they was wild.
You ain't even hit the free market. You going knocking on somebody else's door. Excuse me, Dallas. Can Jason Kidd come outside? No, he can't come outside. Excuse me.
Nixon 17.
You talking about your Lord and Savior?
Can he come out and play today? No. Where is your parents? Go home. Now y'all done jump all the way to women's college basketball saying, all right, let's go get Dawn then.
Run, quick question. And this is a Pat question too. No tea, no shade. When was the last time Knicks won a ring?
72?
Damn! I wasn't born.
Wasn't it 72? Damn. It was 72, right?
Like 72, 76.
Yeah, something like that.
So Knicks in 70. If we do 76, right? That's really bad.
Well, I know my
Knicks in 49. No, 46.
I know my Knicks will win a championship again before Zelina Vega hold another title. So,
he went there.
Damn, but me and Duck was just talking about this. This is bad.
You really thought you ate with that, but that just shows how much your team is ass, bro.
I'm happy with the progress. That's it.
We're for 50 fucking years. The hell, baby, that's not progress.
Listen, man. Sometimes You gotta let shit marinate before it get right. Right now we marinate.
Letting it marinate is crazy.
Marinating?
Nigga, this
That
is
ain't
why
marinating, bro. You got that pot in the sink all week
That
talking
thing's
something
been
soaking.
simmered.
That
Only
pot, boy, if you don't clean
look at
that pot,
that
that pot
all you got is residue left, okay? Scrape, put some Dawn dish soap, some hot water,
Rim got the pot sitting in the sink. It ain't even got suds in it no
right?
more. He
You
got he
can use
got
some
he got
runny
just
towel
water.
to clean that shit up. Stop lying. Mm-mm.
All right. We got Sarge coming up in here to have this sports talk because I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Clearly, y'all
I
got
just
opinions.
know it's gonna be
I'm
Knicks
about
and
to get up out of
champions.
here. I gotta go to work. I gotta be working 10 o'clock. It's a half-hour drive. I'm like, fuck these niggas.
What? You had
Sheesh.
the game on before? Wow, you really
Yeah,
care about it.
The
I missed you.
dedication.
Man, I
man,
mean,
You know
that's how
what?
that's how deadbeat guys get
I
you,
ain't
man.
got my soundboard, but I'm gonna clap it up for Rim, bro. Because I remember
yeah.
I had a streak on being on the show longer than Rim. Rim wasn't even showing up. For him
I
to
mean,
show up right before work,
to
hey.
be fair, you still kind of do, but you know that's not the point.
Just-
Y'all hear the same amount episode.
That's crazy,
we got the same episode count. It's crazy.
bruh.
Hey, yo, that's wild, yo.
Also, it's been confirmed the last Knicks championship was 1973. So Knicks in
Sheesh.
53. So next year's your year, right?
Hey, listen, it's gonna happen.
Listen,
Shout
The
out
man.
to
East
the
Conference is
Knicks.
wide open for us.
Yo, shout out to the Knicks. You
Shout
know
out
what
to the
I'm
Knicks.
saying?
Tank.
Like,
Ray, we was just talking about Zelina though, man.
man, we
Me and
was.
Doug literally was just having to talk about Zelina, man.
I
And
watched that match. I felt bad for Zelina.
it's hurting my
I just
feelings, man.
I just don't think Julia should have gotten it. I feel like you've been here for like 2 seconds. There's other people who should have gotten it. Um, okay. Like no tea, no shade. Julia's great and all, but like you didn't earn the right to have the title. I feel like they're I had this conversation on Threads, and if you don't follow me on Threads, you definitely should. And a person basically talked about Julia's accolades in New Japan, so she deserved a push because of that. And in my opinion, just because she did so great in New Japan, that doesn't negate the work that Zelina has been doing for a proper shot. And you can tell when they don't want someone to be champion for long because
Mhm.
you're seeing it as they're not defending their titles, they're barely ever around, they're doing really the bare minimum. It's kind of like, damn, nigga, here, damn. Like, it's like, take it here
Nah,
so y'all can
I,
shut up.
I agree. I agree with you on that same note with Jay Uso and Selena because I feel like this: if you can't defend your title on a PLE, at least retain it once or twice before you drop it, that's trash.
And
Yeah,
here's the thing, you can do that. You can definitely have a short run, but it could be memorable. You know what I mean? You can add substance to your character. Not these,
Mhm.
okay, I'm going to have you keep fighting Chelsea Green about 75 times, and then you go up against Julia. You never had the mic in your hand or nothing. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah,
Like,
like I
nah,
said in
there's
the
really
group
no
chat,
build up to their feud. I agree to that.
like I was saying in
bro.
the group chat, I really don't think I don't fault Julia for winning the belt because I like I said in the chat, I agree with the whole sentiment of your accolades should kind of count because there's talent who wrestle in like Japan, AEW, the Indies, who have better records and better accolades than most of the roster in general. Like when Seth
Facts.
Rollins came to the WWE, he was already well established. AJ Styles was too, and
Facts.
they should be able to skip the line. Same as Julia. My issue comes more so towards the booking. Had you actually booked Selena Vega to be a good champion, like you said, Ray, not just give her Chelsea Green every single match. Had you booked your champions to actually have like credible runs and feuds, not having Jay Uso fight Gunther and be in tag team matches, then it'd been like, all right, well, cool. You lost the match, but you were a fighting champion. The
Right.
problem is booking doesn't have. It used to be an issue before where booking they had like a good way of doing short term booking, but they sucked at the long term stories. And now there's so much of a focus on the long term stories that you don't think of like the in between stuff. It's always, well, we want to have this champion hold the belt forever, and then we don't have a plan for them to actually defend that belt. And then we can't think of a plan. We'll just move on to the next person.
Honestly, no Tito shade, their long-term booking is ass on top of it right now. Like, I'm not enthralled with anything long-term. I'm tired of the fucking Judgment Day. I'm tired of this semi kind of bloodline hemoglobin line. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit, bro. Sick of it.
Hemoglobin line. Wow.
I'm sick of like there's
You're
no
not
substance.
The
Now this be crazy.
hemoglobin line is
wrong.
crazy.
Like Roman wore a red shoe last week. That's long-term storytelling. Like that's
Long
the
story.
mentality they have now.
No, they do be reaching like that.
And I was gonna also say like the whole concept of like it's the fact that they
Oh,
built the whole thing being off what's good,
What's going on, y'all?
built everything being off of based off of like what you did before doesn't matter. Keep the same energy. Like if what you mean with what happened doesn't matter, then why is so many other people not really getting that same love? Chelsea Green, based off that, Chelsea Green should be the women's champion based off the stuff that she did prior to on the Indies. She did a lot more than a lot of the
Chelsea
other.
Green, Chelsea Green is crazy decorated, and people don't know it because of the role that she plays now, and she's content with playing that role. That's the thing. Like,
Right.
take a second to think about this. Outside of her, like just her character being the way that she is, as far as her own personality, she's already done so much that she's just like, I don't have to do anything crazy here. I just want the industry to thrive. Like, you want me to put somebody over? Bet. You want me to be in this spot? Bet. You want me to do this? Bet. You want me to bring comedy? Bet. You want me to, like, Chelsea's just down to do whatever. Like, she's done so much already. It's like you can't tell her that. She's just here to have fun.
Right. But it's just the concept of that dude saying like, oh well, what you did in the Indies, whatever. Like Pat brought up Seth and Dean. While yes, they were already decorated, they also were decorated in FCW. They had a pipeline to WWE. They were in FCW doing their thing before it was NXT. When it was NXT, they just continued that FCW reign that was already WWE. So they were already in the WWE. I guess you want to say ecosystem before they actually got to where they were at. So while they did things on the Indies, Japan, whatever you want to say, they still was in WWE for years putting in work before they actually got a chance to do everything else. This old girl that we're talking about here, she just pulled up and just came in and just boom, got it. So it's like if we're on that type of time now where what you did now matters, then it's like, all right, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, people who've actually done a lot more than a lot of the people in the already that's already on the roster should already be pushed to the top. Karrion Kross should already be pushed to the top based off the things that he did in the Indies. So many people, even down to Bronson Reed, Mateo, like all these people who's been putting in work should already jump the line. That's kind of the problem. Like if we're gonna go with that, I'm fine with that because I do agree. What you do outside of this should matter. But when you build a company based off of, hey, this is our playground, we don't care what you did on those other playgrounds. You need to follow the pecking order to keep that energy. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's valid. I think it goes to what we were also saying too, Duck. It's like you got to give them a reason to not do that to you. And we all know we were all rooting for Zelina. Like we love Zelina. We want to see her thrive. You know what I mean? She's one of us as far as like being in the nerd community and pulling up and talking and stuff like that. Real down to earth. We love Zelina. We see her putting in the work. She's trying to work on certain stuff. She got the spot, and it's like, booking didn't help her, but it's like we said, we watched a lot of like her big spotlight moments, and it's like you having botches in them. You know what I mean? Botches that are your fault. Not just other people acting like botches that are clearly your fault in big time moments during your run. And it's like you can't give them a reason, you know what I mean? Because if you really get like, okay, I'm gonna put my wrestling mark hat on and stuff like that, outside of the wrestler themselves, like maybe taking a personal receipt out on you, creative will strip you of a belt for that, bro. Like if you keep showing that you're not safe for the wrestlers or whatever, they'll put you on, they'll ice you. Like they'll ice you. And that's what I don't want to see happen to Zelina. Like I'm hoping that she's able to get back on her feet and make another run and come back. I don't want to see her get shelved and get iced out out of all this
I
stuff.
disagree. I don't think Zelina has had a lot of botches. I
No,
just
it's been a couple. It's been a couple. Not as many as Jade. I'm gonna keep it real,
but
but it's been a
I
couple.
mean
And she
that's
busted
just
Chelsea nose.
Yeah.
Chelsea be okay. But
Chelsea gonna be okay because it's
no, see, no
Chelsea.
shade. But yeah, but like my thing about it is like people make mistakes. We're all human, right? They can't expect perfection when. Let me be nice because I get dragged when I mention Triple H and certain things about Triple H. Um, but I honestly just feel like at certain times they just kind of want to shut up the internet fans. I think that's one of the reasons why Zelina and one of the reasons why Jay got the belt because they're like, okay, we're tired of hearing you guys' mouth. Okay, here, take the belt, but you're only gonna have it for a little bit to really shut them up. Because even though they're saying don't book anything for the internet fans, they know in the end, like we hold a lot of power. Yes, we're not, going to, the actual in person gigs and stuff, but if we're not watching on TV, baby, no one's gonna be paying for your ads. No one's going to be watching Slim Jim table get broken through. So I think a lot of it is they're just trying to keep internet fans happy and then just like rip it off of them before they can really make an impact. And also, WWE's gotten extremely lazy. Extremely lazy.
I think it's a real telling sign of how bad the women's division is as far as booking. Because for whatever reason, I don't know if y'all saw Smack Raw, but Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez are the tag team champions now since Liv Morgan is injured. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why they just won't get rid of these tag titles or like merge them with the NXT belts and let most of those women compete in the US and the IC title divisions. That's part of the biggest problem, and I feel like why it's a bigger issue when you talk about somebody like Julia winning the belt, and like to Ray's point, someone else could have won that title, is that you don't book these women strong enough to even compete for the belts. You have a roster full of talented women who could either be called up to WWE or who wrestle on Raw or SmackDown, but it seems like, and it's the same in the men's division too now in WWE, it's the same people fighting for the belts, as opposed to, well, let's give somebody else new a chance or let's let them rock. I agree. I do think that Zelina did have a lot of botches and whatnot, but it's wrestling. Stuff happens. Unfortunately,
Fair.
people move on. What was it? Kyrie saying she injured a couple of people recently. Unfortunately,
yep.
People move on. Ridge Holland, unfortunately, injured Biggie, and while as tragic as that is, you still get a chance at some point to kind of grow your career because that's what you sign up for. It's not to say that you want somebody to be hurt or you should keep somebody in the wrestling business that's unsafe, but it's not like she had like a continuous pattern of just like always injuring people. Like there have been wrestlers who have injured people. God, like even I hate to even bring this up, but even Nia Jax hurt people plenty of times.
Facts.
We still rock with her because it's the business.
What I meant to tie that into though is that the politics that happen.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by like you can't give people a reason because there's a lot of politics that goes into wrestling too. So then if it's already politicking and you're not on the right side of that politicking, and then you doing that, now someone is armed with, see, this is why we need to go in this direction to do this. Or even if they doing it where it's shady, where they trying to make it look like it's for her benefit. Oh yeah, maybe she's not ready for the moment right now. Maybe we put her over here so she can get it together. Like people do a lot of spiteful stuff to not put people over or sabotage their runs behind the scenes. And unfortunately, one of my favorite wrestlers was one of them. Shawn Michaels was a scumbag, bro. That's like my 1A, 1B. And I had to find out, like, yo, in the locker room, Shawn was kind of dirty, bro. Dirty Mac and hard.
Kind of dirty. That man was like the devil himself.
You know what I mean? Like that hurts to find out.
Do y'all think that as far as like the matches and like the storytelling, do you think that it got worse since the TKO merger?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Because TKO was doing the. Go ahead, speak your part.
No. You good, Sheet.
I was just gonna say that TKO is doing that thing where like they're bringing what their job responsibility is into wrestling culture, and their responsibility is profits, right? And when they're
Yeah.
doing that and they're losing sight of the wrestling entertainment industry and the wrestling culture, this is when you start noticing the shift. You start noticing booking getting worse, storytelling getting worse, people that should be having pushes not getting them and stuff like that because they don't know how to identify that and put that out. And people may not want to hear it, but like let's say Triple H or someone else in creative wants to do something, if they can't translate that to that language that TKO want to hear, they gonna go in a different direction. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not
That
putting that all on TKO. That's definitely still a
I'm
lot
not
of
saying
Triple H as well.
oh, for sure.
I
But I think the question was though, did it get worse when TKO came? And I'm
Yeah.
saying yeah. I'm not
I
saying
kind
I'm not excusing Triple H. I just think it clearly got worse when
yeah.
he came.
I
uh,
kind of look at it like video game industries. When you have like a small developer and they get with like a major brand and like Activision. Everyone knows that it's like a curse. Activision and EA, one of the two worst development companies that you could go under, but you have like these small little echelons. Are kind of it kind of feels like that because they know how to milk the system when it comes to gaming as far as the microtransactions and everything. And you kind of from my lens, you kind of see that with how WWE is going too, as far as the bundles. Like, what's coming up? SummerSlam.
It
It's
ain't
like three
never been
days
this
now.
many PLEs, bro. It's
Yeah,
been so many
yeah,
PLEs, bro. They just flooding the market, bro.
so
yeah. And
I
I,
For real. For
I
real.
I kind of have a opinion, and y'all are gonna laugh at me. I know you guys will. But I feel like the reason why why Triple H did so good in NXT is because he wanted to show Vince that he could take control of something and do it good, right? So he decided I'm gonna do the complete opposite of what Vince wants to will do for these people. I want to show that I really listen to the fans. But as soon as he got into that spot that he's been wanting, he went to his true self. That's why I'm like, I feel like the thing with TKO, I would say that's why we're getting a lot more PLEs. I think that's why we're maybe getting two WrestleManias. That's probably why SummerSlam is 2 nights. But everything with booking, I feel like it's still with Triple H and Nick Khan, I believe, in which
Yes,
they have that
yes.
same viewpoint from back in the day, and they're not going to change it. I think with TKO though, we're getting hella ads, as you can see on the ring and
Ads
everything.
product placement everywhere, and it's so
everywhere,
fucking
Everywhere.
irritating.
everywhere, bro.
I think that's why we're getting a lot more PLEs. I don't think that's affecting the storylines. I think that's more so just Triple H like, now this is what I want to do, and I don't care what you fans think because either way, you guys are going to eat it up.
I think
I,
it's a little of
I
both. I want to point out what Mark said when he said that they said it didn't get worse, it's getting oversaturated. I think it's getting worse because it is oversaturated. I think
yeah,
you're trying to cram all these PLEs and you're not building to them properly because they're back to back to back to back, and you're already not good at the writing. You know what I mean? It'd be
yeah,
different if you was already on fire and you just keep dropping, it's like an artist. When the artist is in their bag and they just keep dropping album, mixtape, EP, like they just in the zone right now.
Mm-hmm.
Their writing was already bad. So now you're taking bad writing and you're like, yo, let's take this bad writing we was doing and fill up 6 more PLEs this year. So you already was bad. Now you're not building up the events. You're just getting makeshift events that don't hold no weight, don't mean anything, or don't make sense when they happen. You just like, okay, that was a match, I guess. Like what was what was the purpose of all that? Even going back to what Pat said, because this is another thing that Duck and I said earlier before the show. Exactly what we said. We was talking about Lash in the tag division and everything. I said they sabotaging the women's tag division, bro. You just anytime the women's tag division get any type of glimmer of hope, they just rip the heart out. Just Kano just straight no. And then they gotta like figure it out or just let it lay by the wayside. And it's like I'm with Pat. At this point, it's like, bro, let it die and do something else then. Because anytime them women try to make some sort of effort to make that belt have any type of significance or people want to pay attention to it, it just gets snatched apart immediately.
I think the only way for them to really have a difference is just to remove the women completely. Just give them their own thing. And I only say that because that would be the only way to really genuinely just focus on them. Because if we're being honest, they already get the shaft anyway when it comes to timing. They already get the shaft when it comes to storytelling. Anything that they can do, like you said, to make a room for a bigger star like a Roman, a Seth, or hell, anybody at this point, they're going to do it. So the best way to really fix that problem is just to give them their own shit. It's already saturated with wrestling as is. We
I
don't
don't think
really
that's
need
gonna work
evolution.
though.
Huh?
That's not gonna work. If you sit here and as much as it sounds good on paper, but like if we're saying that SmackDown, Raw, and the PLEs is oversaturated, now you're gonna sit here and NXT because I can't not include them. But we already have all of this, and now you want to start having another segment just for the women. So you like that's is going to become even more cluttered than what it is now. I just think that the scripting is off, like all the way, and then it's not generating when they're in the ring. And I think that's a bigger issue too because there's not a lot of connection when it comes to a lot of matches that's already booked. And you could tell just by the energy of the crowd and everything and who's coming out and actually, fighting or wrestling or whatever the case may be. So that's how can you make that better and at least a little bit more marketable with the stable that they have? It's just the lack of creativity and trying to write everybody in. We don't need to see the same people every doggone week. And that's what it's becoming. Like we don't need a Bloodline 3.2 like we got Saturday,
Jesus, that irritates me.
And
I'm tired of
that-
hemoglobin's coming out, bro.
That was exhausting looking at that.
Bro, I don't know what Rikishi clone they got tied up in a last.
I already told you, man. They got Rikishi had like what's that dude name? Like the Master Sentinel, just like popping Samoans out.
Not the master mold. You call him in the master mold.
Hey, look. There's like three more that we haven't even seen yet because no, real talk. There's like three more that's supposed to be coming into the fold that we haven't even seen yet.
No, we're going back in time. Get off. Rikishi can offer her or them.
Get off her.
It's not her, it's them.
Right now.
No, it's no good. No, at this point, bro, I just feel like Rikishi just like cuts a piece of his fat off and just spawns a Samoan, bro. Like it's no other way. Like, bro, there's somebody named Journey Fatu. The fuck does this Journey dude come from? Like,
Hey,
I'm so sick
and
of
you
it.
gotta
It's too
remember,
many.
listen, time is going by fast. Each of them got about 5-6 kids apiece. It's about to be a whole new generation.
Already loaded up in the stable. They're going to be on LFG.
They gonna be-
Yeah.
I hate it here, Grandpa. I hate this hard fucking ready.
But it's like NWO back in the WCW days, and that's why it's so familiar. Because remember, we had NWO, then we had NWO Black, then we had NWO Red, and then you had this one that was wearing like black, white, and red together, and then they all just merged together, and then that became one of the downfalls of WCW because it just became too convoluted. So I'm just like, how much more? We're going to have Bloodline 2.0 versus Bloodline 3.0. Because in War Games we had Bloodline 1 versus Bloodline 2. So it's just like, is this just going to be an ongoing thing that they just going to sit here? I mean, it's already exhausted.
I agree. It is already. What?
Rem, mute yourself. You breathing hard.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, I'm back.
Hit that man mid-sentence.
He couldn't even get a hello in.
That man got clapped mid-sentence.
I know.
Man down. Man down.
Real quick before we wrap up, I just wanted to bring up one of Doug's points earlier about the women having their own separate show and why I honestly think that wouldn't work. Because like Sarge said, ideally it would make sense to have it on paper. And this kind of like ties into the other points about why I feel like WWE isn't as successful as they could be. Unfortunately, you got to think about what audience WWE fans are. And it may offend somebody, but fuck it. I wouldn't be me if I didn't offend anybody. But wrestling still, unfortunately, caters to basement-dwelling red pill men. And these are the same men who don't like women. They'll argue you to death if you say push a black wrestler. They don't like people of color. They want to see the good old white meat baby face, all-American guy. Even though they say that's not the type of wrestling that's popular anymore, they still want to see that type of person in their main events, on their merchandise. People like Jey Uso are great for entertaining the crowd and dancing, but you want to put him as like your top guy, they don't want to see it. Now imagine a weekly show with women who probably would get the same reactions that they would in Saudi, which we haven't talked about that though, but that's another story for another day. Women get booed simply for just existing. Imagine them having a whole entire show where fans actually come out to spend their money. A lot of these fans will come to a show if they see like a Seth Rollins there or maybe Rhea Ripley, and they're like, all right, well, yeah, like these women are wrestling, so I paid for my seat, I have to stay. But the idea of having a whole entire weekly show based off of just women would hurt.
People
now,
lose their mind.
If you told me that NXT was doing a show like that, yeah, cool. If AEW or TNA was doing it, yeah, I could see that happening. But WWE, nah.
That's kind of the problem, right?
This is what I said to I think I said it on the pod at one point, man. I was like, yo, why don't they just give NXT to women? Because they're the ones that revived it low key anyway. Like I don't just give it to the women, bro. Like,
yeah,
let the men be guests if they want to be guests. Like, just give it to the women, bro. Like, at that point, what other space do the men need? The men that's getting busy in NXT, find a way and move them up on the roster and let them get in where they fit in. Let the women have that, bro.
Tricky bam ass on TNA.
You see, he got in where he fit in, right? He found a way. He wasn't getting no burn. Say, hey, if I ain't getting no burn, I'm gonna just go over here and beat up Joe Hendry and go on TNA.
Did I do a good job, Lash? Did I do a good job? Big ass Booker T.
See, here's the problem with that, right? That won't work. That should work, but it won't work. It works for Logan Paul. It works for Jade Cargill because they were out there before they came in. The reason why Zach got punished for it is because he was a product of WWE and wasn't doing what WWE wanted them to do. And I feel like a lot of stars who would try to go to Zack Ryder route would still get the same type of issues because it's not made by WWE. Like WWE didn't bring you in because of your fan base. They brought you in because you were a good worker and you did what we told you to do. So that's why like them trying to build themselves up, it won't work. Even in the era of social media, look at Drew. Drew's funny as hell on social media.
Mm-hmm.
You see what that's getting? Nothing.
Not getting
You
no
know what?
money.
Also, they need, especially for writers and people who create stories, they definitely need a better variety. Um, no Tino Shakes. I feel like this may sound a little mean, but I'm pretty sure they're mostly all white men. And not to say that that's bad, but if you want different ideas and different thoughts, you're gonna have to get a different group of people in there. And that's really how you create something amazing is when you get different viewpoints and different. Oh, look at us
Hey,
saying
shout out to the bot. Hey,
bop, bop, bop.
we real streamers up in here today, boy.
We got
Look at
ads and
look
bots.
at the bots. Look
Call
at the
themselves
infiltration.
sanitary ruffians. What the hell?
Bots.
Highlighted message and everything. Golly, look at the bot.
Yeah, get some, POCs in there, get some black people, get a variety, because that's, I feel like, the only way you're really going to get. And also, how can I say this? I feel like Triple H should be a head of creative in a sense of where he takes care of the wrestlers and he, helps them. He negotiates, the terms and conditions, but he's not creating anything, if that makes sense. Like he's not coming up with ideas and storylines, and we're not getting 75
You
bloodline
want him to be like head of personnel. You don't want him to be head of
Hey, you
creative.
want
You
to
want
be
to
in
Yep.
be him
charge.
head of personnel.
Like he goes scouts. He built that relationship because he has such in NXT he has so many great relationships, right? Okay, cool. That's where he should be. He don't need
That
storyline. That shit's ass.
Shit, if
that
you ask me, let
sounds
Shawn Michaels be creative for both NXT
That's what I was
and
going to say.
WWE.
So you just want him to be Shawn Michaels on the main roster. That's what you want him to be.
yeah,
Well,
and that's not gonna
if the
happen.
shoe fits.
That's not gonna happen because dude is head of creative. Like I get what you're saying, but somebody's gonna have to okay these things.
Yeah.
And and even if you put somebody in that position to be okay, like all right, you are the guy that's going to okay these things. There's going to get a point where that person is going to okay something that he doesn't like, and it's going to happen again. And then once it happens again, we're going to be right back to where we're at.
But I think
You,
that's the other thing. There should be checks and balances because let's be honest, Triple H hasn't been hitting anything. The whole bloodline story that has nothing to do with him. That was all Vince before. So he's just riding on the coattails of that.
I
Yeehaw.
mean,
Like
there are checks and balances. Stockholders, the people with the money, those are the checks and balances. And as long as they're still getting paid, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like he is the man. Who do you put in that position to be the man? Like that's not going to be Triple H. Like who do you
Yeah,
do that?
the checks and
okay,
balances are not
And
going
not
to
let's
even,
else
check.
agree.
Yeah.
and not
I
even,
think
and not
TKO,
even that.
TKO got more say so in it than
Right.
what we're doing because there could be, and I mean, we don't know. It's all speculation. So there could be some ideas that Triple H is shooting up there, and TKO is like, nah, that's not what's good for business. That's not what's marketable right now. So, he has to do what the majority shareholder says. And I mean, that's just what it is at the end of the day. That's why we're seeing all the product placement that we're seeing. That's why we're seeing the same recycled stories over and over again. That's why we have like these 45-minute voice interludes leading up to a match. And I mean, if anything, they just need to have a Raw SmackDown when it's just back-to-back bangers, kind of like what AEW did not too long ago, when it's just like wrestling match after match after match. And I think that's one of the. It doesn't have to be every night, but we're talking about like let's generate views because I know that viewership is down. I think we all know that across the board. That's why, and I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing so many not promos, but all the ad placements and everything on the ring, on the turnbuckle, the prime bottle setup and everything. There's reasons behind that, and I think viewership is one of them. So, until TKO starts seeing some type of revenue, is just going to continue that way. Because right now it's like if it's broke, don't fix it. So let's keep on with these same plugs and everything.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about what Ray was saying, the checks and balances, and when Duck responded, like, there are checks and balances. Unfortunately, they aren't going to work in the way that you want them to work because, like Sarge was just saying, if the money is coming in, they're not going to feel the need to check them. You know what I mean? They're not going to check them until profit starts suffering, and then it's like, okay, we need to intervene, and or whatever the case is, because that's their outlook. They're not. The people at TKO are not going to be checking Triple H on creative just from the artistic standpoint, right? From the pageantry of it, right? They're not checking him for that. They're not checking him for the art, right? They're checking him. Is this going to draw for this pay-per-view? Does this person sell merch? You know what I mean? Does this person put butts in the seats? Why are we pushing them? Does that translate to dollars? That's what their responsibility is. Their responsibility is profits into the shareholders. They're not looking at it from the artistic standpoint. It's not like someone is like music, right? You might have an A&R that be like, yo, the beat is tight, or you need to do this, or your engineer, you got your whole production crew when it comes to music to make sure that it sounds a certain way. And then when it gets to the label, it got to make sense to them. Like, does this sound like a hit? Can we put this on the radio? They're not going to be overly concerned. They pay other people to make sure that the art is art. It's their job to look at it financially to be like, is this going to go in the club? Can we play this on the radio? Does this sound like things that are successful? Is this going to make our money back? We spent a lot of money investing into this artist. Is it going to make the money back? That's TKO. They're not checking Triple H from an artistic standpoint. I don't know who is in WWE outside of Nick Khan. I don't know who is.
I think real quick before we kind of wrap up, I just wanted to make like one couple quick points. One thing we also got to realize and remember is that TKO purchased UFC, which at one point was like doing way better as far as like pay-per-views and buys than WWE was, and they're in debt. UFC's lost a lot of money. So from a TKO standpoint, if I'm purchasing a company that I know was in debt that was doing better than the company I just most recently purchased, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure that I get my money back one way or another. And that could be, having more of a bigger say in booking or who gets pushed or kind of turning down ideas. The second point also is that what people don't realize also is that TKO probably also has to look at it from Netflix's point of view, because Netflix is like the top streaming platform out there right now. And they have like the most watched shows, and a show comes on Netflix, everybody kind of goes crazy and watches it. So if your flagship show is on that program, you kind of have to make sure whatever goes on that show has to, like Sheed and y'all been saying, has to kind of like generate some type of profit or some type of value. So it's not to absolve Triple H of any of his booking decisions or ideas, but it's just more so to say when like you have those corporate factors in mind, sometimes you may want to like say, I want to keep this person as a champion longer, but then they'll go, well, the demographics don't show that. We need to book somebody else or we're going to lose money.
Once they went public, that's where shit started to slowly go down.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is just the results of them going public and happening to deal with that. But that's no different than WWE in Vince's older years. I mean, you're not wrong, but that's just the way the cookie is crumbling, unfortunately. Once they went public, that happened. Once they made that deal, that happened. It's unfortunate. You're not wrong, but that's just where we're at. Now, the issue is, how do we get past that? At some point, like Ray's point, would it be great to have somebody who just strictly deals with creative and let Triple H deal with the business? Yeah. But you still got to answer to your moneymakers.
Yeah. Just think of the ones before. I mean, Vic Russo, Eric Bischoff. I could go. I can't. Those are the main two that I could think of. But like, they had creative control, but they still had to answer to Vince back in the day. And if Vince didn't like it, he would shut it down in a heartbeat. So that's pretty much what we're dealing with right now. That's what I'm saying. Triple H or whoever could have a certain amount of ideas and he run them up. But like I said, when you're the majority owner, they go shut that shit down. And it's like, okay, well, I know we wanted to do XYZ, but here we are. So I think that's the product that we're seeing right now. And like Pat said, until demographically, because that was brought up, it's about the ratings and what's going to keep people glued or go back to watching like Raw again. So that's how they're, I guess, forming their doggone matches or lining up their matches for that segment or for that evening. So until that viewership, like I said, until that viewership goes up and they start seeing things more in the black than in the red, then this is just what it is right here.
That would, again, make sense. But then there's the whole idea that we didn't hire you to do that. That isn't who you are. That isn't what you do. So you're going to then get in trouble for doing that. That's
you can't. One thing that's been consistent, I know Pat trying to get up out of here, is that if you're not built like that, you can't walk around WWE thinking you that dude. Because if you ain't that dude, you're gonna find out real quick. They are very WWE is one of the very strictest like wrestling organization when it comes to their talent and what they allow them to do and ownership of their names and booking and stuff like that. It's a lot of stuff that you could do that'll get you sidelined or just dropped real quick, thinking you just decent and you going to just quote unquote market yourself. It's not that we don't see what you're saying. It's like the current construct is just not going to allow that to exist.
I agree 100%. Yeah, I'm with she. Like I agree 100%. The stars should market themselves. We should push people based off of how valuable they are. R-Truth is somebody that for years the fans love, but until he got fired and then came back as what he is, like until he got fired, they didn't see that value in him. Then they brought him back, and I don't know what he's been doing since then. But like, yes, Roman does have about 5 years left, and they don't have a big star. They don't, and they probably won't until it's time for them to build a new star, which who knows when. And even getting Roman to where he's at, look how long it had to take them to get him to that point.
That's a big note right there, though. Like when you look at the men, who's next?
I mean,
John
the ones they
Cena.
got, they shut down.
John
No,
Cena
no.
is
Okay.
crazy.
Because I mean,
I
you
don't
look
know
at
if that
you look at all the headliners right now. They're in their mid to upper 30s. I say anywhere between 33 to 37, right? So we're coming towards that decline as far as like not necessarily their wrestling power, but I think it's more of the quality of wrestling that we see, and you see it on certain occasions. As far as botch moves and everything with Penta, Jey Uso, even Seth Rollins, doggone Cody, the match over the weekend with doggone CM Punk and John Cena, like, you know, and they brought them there for their star power, but like I said, that decline is about to happen, like you said, in the next 3 to 5 years. So I don't even know who's next up because Austin Theory was supposed to be the truth. And then Vince left, and now he became that moniker with what's old dude name? Waller,
Yeah.
the dude from Australia.
Yeah.
So they're not even pumping up any of the young talent or moving cats from NXT that's making moves down there and bringing them up, so they could go ahead and have their push.
Well, they moved
So
Carmelo, and then look what they did to him.
I
So
didn't even move.
I should never brought that up, bro. We gotta go. We gotta go. This is one of
I
our
was
Yeah.
about
longest
to.
episodes in a long time.
To be continued.
Hold on. Sarge, finish your last quote, then we'll get up out of here.
Oh no, I'm good because I was about to say something about Carmelo, but I'll table that for if I get another request in. Hey Ray, how you doing? Your hair looking immaculate. I didn't even give you a shout out today.
Oh
What's
my
going on
god,
there?
thank you. Hi.
Yeah, so go ahead. There we go. Go ahead. I was waiting on that. Go ahead and switch it for me. There we go. Yes.
Pasta. So
Y'all know y'all always treated and welcome here. Y'all know y'all always welcome here. But before I get out of here, what we're not gonna do is bring up this family right here. Oba can
yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry.
I was going to bring that up, but I ain't want to talk about it because we was trying to get up
I'm
out of
tired
here.
of
Bro.
I feel like we need to have a part 2 this week.
Yeah, no, we got to. We gotta have a part. This conversation definitely can go on for
Because I have
another
a few
hour.
things about look, y'all ain't gonna like me because that Jade match was booty. I'ma say it.
It was. He gonna do
Oh my god, why would you type that?
You gotta do that.
We gotta go.
Yeah,
We gotta
bro.
go.
Come on, bro.
We gotta go. We gotta go. Y'all have a good night.
Come on.
That was cold.
Yeah, we cut that out.
The
Not
disrespect.
wrong,
All right,
but
bro.
also crazy.
Alright.
Golly, bro.
Oh man.
That's enough internet for today.
Jesus.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but
I tell you, I want to see them do right by Oba. Okay, we're doing this again sometime this week because we're gonna be here till like 12 o'clock and we got work. We gotta go.
All right, y'all.
Adulting 101.
One more look at my nails. Yeah, she was a fairy, an actual fairy. You know, a water fairy. Yeah,
Nah, she was a fairy.
She built like a
Yup.
satin on the fairy.
she was a fairy.
Did you say she built like what?
Bro,
Staten
he
Island.
slid. Nah, he slid that. He slid that in, bro.
Wait, what did he say?
I wasn't talking about Ray though. I was just making a joke about the song.
He slid that card right underneath the bottom of the deck, real quick.
I didn't even hear what he said.
Now, I said
What
that
did
shit.
you say?
I said she built like the Staten Island ferry.
I'm mad. Yeah, I'm still mad that song's not actually about fairies. But let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
I was so
y'all was
happy,
hurt. Y'all was hurt on that one.
Not as hurt as
heartbroken.
that nigga who had him in the full Nelson, and then he had him like this.
This been Let Me Talk Pod, bro. Y'all have a good night. Be safe.
Good night.
See ya.